hopefully this syncs up with my voice, because lately it has not been syncing, and the video is recorded and like, you know, the voice is going, but the mouth doesn't match the voice. It's kind of like when you have movies that are translated. I'm not into it, so I have not been able to upload anything. So we're trying this again today. Here is what I was reflecting on as I was leaving work. Specifically because what I find is that some of the interactions that I've been having lately, it's almost as if I'm not allowed to say when I'm displeased with something, or I'm not allowed to disagree. I'm not allowed to express. I should just ignore and move on from it. There's been a couple scenarios like that, but I think the one that most pisses me off right now, I wouldn't even say piss me off. It was more of it's becoming very apparent to me that people don't really want to address you when you call them out on something. And I know that that's not really unique to me. It's not really like a unique situation. But what I found interesting is that I had not really a friend anymore, but somebody in my past kind of like wronged me. And what I find funny is that even when people wrong me, it's not like I treat people like crap. It's not like I ignore them. It's not like, you know, like if I see them in public or whatnot, I'll acknowledge them and all of this. And so there are some cases where I'll acknowledge somebody and they might like roll their eyes or act like I don't exist. And in this particular scenario, I was at the gym. I saw this person. It's a person that I would frequently communicate with. Like I would talk to them all the time. And you know, he just acted like he didn't see me, right? And I thought, that's interesting. And because he and I have this history, it really stems from his family member. It's not just him. Me and him have a history where I'm not friends with his sibling, but I'm friends with him. Me and his sibling had a falling out. We used to be very good friends. We fell out. We don't talk no more. And I feel like it's really simple, right? The whole reason how I became friends with that guy is because he was trying to establish contact with this person that I fell out with, and that is much bigger than me. So even if I fell out with somebody, I would never just have a person find me on the internet, because my social media is very active. People know I exist, I guess, in sometimes. And he knew of me through his sibling. And so when he reached out to me to, you know, become more acquainted with the person that used to be my friend, aka his brother, I was like, you know, this is a weird scenario, but again, this is bigger than me. So I am going to try and share your information and establish what needs to be established, because that is more important than my dislike for your family member. At the end of it all, I'm an adult. So I'm not going to like give people attitude, roll my eyes, or ignore people unless it's warranted. And there's usually a setup for that. Like, it takes a lot for me to get to that point, because other than that, I am going to try my best to be an adult. You know, if it's a professional situation, you're an adult. You treat people with respect, you know? And so that scenario happened, and I found it strange. And so I messaged him. I said, is there any reason why you just ignored my presence? And I guess he was trying to make it seem as if, oh, I didn't know if I could approach it. I said, what I find strange is that on multiple occasions, you've approached me, we've had conversations, and somehow this one is different. I find that odd. And so he didn't even respond to it. He just ignored it. He ignored it, right? A whole year goes by. An entire year. And I unfriended him and all of that, because what is the sense of walking on eggshells with anyone? We're not do that. We're not walking on eggshells with nobody. So, you know, the year, whatever, the time frame goes by, whether it's a year or whatnot, it's a long time. But just know, I said what I said, and he just saw it and did not respond. So when I'm saying that he reached out to me again, this is like a couple weeks ago, and he was asking me about my photography or whatever. And I saw the message and I said, what is it with people ignoring when I make a statement, or ignoring when something bothers me? I am supposed to forever squash down everything that I feel to appease everybody around me? That's a real ask. I don't understand it, because when people feel however they feel and they bring it to my attention, I'll talk about it. I can't guess what is going on in anybody's head. And if it really was an issue and you really want to talk about it, you bring it up and we talk about it. I don't know if I understand the way how people deal with how I am. I don't get it. You know, on another occasion, somebody that I was familiar with for a long time, I had to like back off of our friendship for a minute, and then I ran into them and I said, oh, hello, and they go, oh, I didn't know that was you. And it is that very energy that evokes the, okay, I'm invisible to you, I'm gonna make sure I'm invisible to you. And you for sure will be invisible to me. It happens a lot. It happens a lot. I find that I don't know. What I can be thankful for, the people that are in my life, they are very, like the ones that I'm very close to, they're very mature. So it's not like I don't have like people in my life that are good examples. It is just very difficult getting older and trying to establish friendships, you know, because I feel like people just lie to themselves about who they are, lie to the people around them, and then they expect you to just know what is going on. And the minute you ask questions, everyone's on the defense. It's like people don't understand the art of getting to know. It's not a rush thing for me in my head. I have a best friend that I've known since I was 10. I am still learning things about her. Why do people expect this instant, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm burnt out on humans. I think I am. It's not going to stop me from continuing to go out there and try to make friends and be conversational and, try. But I am very tired of these interactions. It is exhausting. People are exhausting. Anyway, one of my next entries is going to be one that I talk about my best friend. I have a couple of them. I have a couple best friends, and I am so grateful and thankful for their presence in my life, because if not, I would give up on humans. I would. I'm just anyway,